I want to show you all the ad that has Donald Trump incredibly mad this morning. I don't know why the president of the United States wakes up so damn pissed off every single day, but he does. And today, his fury is aimed at Ontario Premier Doug Ford. He is a premier from Canada who decided to run an ad in America. This ad has Ronald Reagan's own words on tariffs. I mean, Ronald Reagan was very, very anti-tariff, also very pro-immigration. He has that one quote saying, you can be born a Frenchman, you can be born anywhere, but you can always become an American. It's a very, very beautiful quote. And Ronald Reagan also hated tariffs. Donald Trump doesn't seem to understand that, so he posted at 6:20 a.m. this morning, Canada cheated and got caught. They fraudulently took a big buy ad saying that Ronald Reagan did not like tariffs when he actually loved tariffs for our country and its national security. This is not true. We'll talk about it in a second. Canada is trying to illegally influence the United States Supreme Court in one of the most important rulings in the history of our country. Canada has long cheated on tariffs, charging our farmers as much as 400%. Now they and other countries can't take advantage of the U.S. any longer. Thank you to the Ronald Reagan Foundation for exposing this fraud. Make America great again. I mean, I might as well show you the ad from Doug Ford that has Donald Trump so incredibly mad. Doug Ford tweeted out yesterday, it's official. Ontario's new advertising campaign in the U.S. has launched. Using every tool we have, we'll never stop making the case against American tariffs on Canada. The way to prosperity is by working together. Watch our new ad. And we will. By the way, make sure you drop a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to help boost this very ad right here. But this ad was not launched to persuade the Supreme Court or change the minds of any justices. This was launched to help persuade the American people that free trade is good. When Donald Trump claims that Ronald Reagan never said this stuff, that it's fake, he did. He said these exact words. He was broadly free trade. I mean, Republicans today would call Ronald Reagan a globalist. They would call him like the deep state because he overall liked free trade. Did he apply targeted tariffs? Sometimes, yes, but that's normal. Even Biden applied targeted tariffs. That's different than tariffing every country except for Russia and North Korea, remember. But before I even play this, Donald Trump then sent out another post late last night. He said, the Ronald Reagan Foundation has just announced that Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement, which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. That's not actually what the foundation said. The foundation said that they used this ad without their permission and that it's selectively cut with audio and video. Not that it's fake. Not that it's fake. They're making a different claim. But we can go find the full speech. Ronald Reagan said this, and this is what he meant. Donald Trump then says they're trying to interfere with the decision of the U.S. Supreme Court. Tariffs are very important to the economy. And then he just continues to go off. Okay, let's watch this ad. Let's see what this ad says.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
I mean, it's pretty captivating, and it's true. What Ronald Reagan said back in the 80s would be viewed by modern Republicans as extreme and socialist. Donald Trump's meltdown then continued. He said about 2 hours ago, the United States is wealthy, powerful, and nationally secure again, all because of tariffs. The most important case ever is in the United States Supreme Court. God bless America. He then said the stock market is stronger than ever because of tariffs. Okay. Neither of these things are true. Let's quickly debunk these. First of all, the president shouldn't be trying to interfere with Supreme Court cases openly. The fact that we've gotten to this point and gotten desensitized to the president trying to inject himself in open cases across the country, trying to attack judges, is insane, is absurd. But let's start off with the stock market one. Donald Trump's tariffs slowed down the growth of the stock market. It's currently at all-time highs, but the stock market is almost always at all-time highs. Remember, it's almost always hitting all-time highs. During the last 9 months of Biden's term, the stock market grew 16%. It was roaring, hitting an all-time high essentially every single day, every single other day. Donald Trump, when he got into office, did something so impressive, so tremendous. He tanked the stock market 20%, almost 20% in one day because he announced crazy tariffs. Then on Liberation Day, he cratered it even further. He cratered it further. And then it took us months to rebuild to all-time highs again. So this is what's impressive. It's impressive that 9 months into Trump's term, we're just now hitting the all-time highs that we should have been hitting probably 7 months ago. I swear, we did all of this research for the recent Jubilee debate that I did. Donald Trump cratered the stock market. Number two, the idea that the United States is wealthy, powerful, and nationally secure because of the tariffs. The economy was already on a good track. We were already on a good pace before Trump got into office. But now we see unemployment going up, especially among certain vulnerable communities, like youth communities, so communities my age, Gen Z, unemployment has gone up. Black communities in America, black unemployment has gone up 20%, which is usually an early indicator of a weakening job market. It's getting safer and safer to say, and I'm not even trying to be hyperbolic or partisan here, that Trump quite literally scammed the American people. And he's still scamming the American people. He said he was going to get in and help the average working class person. What he's done is made permanent tax cuts for the richest of the rich, which is the highest tax brackets, the permanent tax cuts. At the exact same time, he's sitting there trying to distract people by saying he's brought in $18 trillion in tariff revenue. That's his new claim. It was $15 trillion, then he said $17 trillion. Now he's saying $18 trillion, which is absurd for a few reasons. First of all, investment into manufacturing structures in the United States is down. That means companies are actually investing less money into building more manufacturing structures. You can look it up. It's the real investment into manufacturing structures on the Fred Index online. But number two, $18 trillion you'd think would make a dent in our debt, which is $38 trillion or so. You'd think that Donald Trump would be able to pay that off. Nothing. Number three, when you look into the numbers that he's claiming, his own White House undermines him. His own White House says $8.8 trillion, but you look into those numbers and it's all fake. They're counting a $1 trillion investment from Qatar when Qatar's entire GDP is like $400 billion. They're counting $500 billion in trade from India when that is just a bilateral status quo trade. It's all insane. And I'm going to leave it there. If you appreciate the videos we make on the Adam Mockler channel on a day-to-day basis, if you appreciate the facts that we bring, the research that we bring, make sure you're subscribed below. Make sure you drop a like below. We're going to continue to push every single day to fight back against the lies of this administration. Remember, we've got some great debates coming soon. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you have post notifications on. Love you all. Peace out.